Hello, welcome to Rainbow Over Pansies. My name is Angelica, and I'm very happy that you decide to stop by and check in my channel. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're returning subscribers, I really appreciate you for stopping by as well. So in today's video, I want to share with you all my cross stitch kits, couple patterns I'm going to show you, and give you descriptions, a little bit of story how I got this cross stitch, and I think that will be a very interesting video for you. A little disclosure, this is probably my third time recording this video, so please do me a huge favor. Before you watch all video, can you please put the thumbs up, like my video. I hope you're gonna subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And I'll decide that I'm probably gonna introduce myself first for the new subscribers. I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I have a wonderful family, 2 kids. Boy is 20 and my little girl is 7. I've been cross stitching for about 3 years, but before that I've been doing a lot of crocheting. I was crocheting clothes, dollies, I did different kind of toys, and recently I got so carried away with cross stitching that now it's part of my everyday life. Like I cannot even imagine living without not doing something. So 3 videos that I like the most, it's when people show uh, all the whips. I like to watch the videos like grand finale of the year, what you've been stitching for whole year, all your finishes. And the third video that I have for you today, it's all my cross stitch stash. I don't think I have a lot, but I definitely have enough to show you, and I've been collecting it. Some of them I got from my friends, my family, some I purchased for myself. So it's kind of my box of treasure. I really enjoy stitching, and my favorite to stitch it's on 32nd uneven fabric. I love companies like Dimensions, Mill Hill, Mirabilia. So you will also see some of the Russian designers, and if you're interested, I will tell you where I purchased or where I got those cross stitch kits. So without hesitation, let's start. And the first cross stitch kit that I have for you, it's actually Russian. It's called Fairy Tale by your hands, I guess. Size it's so small, 4 by 5, designer Ekaterina Pascal. You can definitely start this and stitch right away. It's like a fast start, fast finish. I will show you what's included. It's 14 count Aida, white color, and this beautiful red, green, yellow threads. So not a lot, but I think it's enough for this design. You can purchase this on my bobbin, or you can get sometimes on Etsy. There's some of the shops that based in New York or some of them in Minnesota, and you can get it from them. So but it's very adorable. I really want to stitch it this coming winter season. I like everything. I like this fairy tale, I would say, Santa, reindeer, and yeah. So like I said, I'm planning to stitch this coming December. Can you believe it's almost there? I can't. A couple more weeks and autumn will be over. So this adorable design is definitely something just maybe you can even make like a small pillow, or you can frame it in a small frame. You can get it from Michael's, but I didn't decide it yet, so let me stitch it first and then I will decide what I'm gonna do with that. So next design, maybe it's not really familiar to you, but it's one of the main character in Russian fairy tales. It's called Baba Yaga. It's also called Make a Fairy Tale Yourself. She is usually shown in fairy tales like very mean character, but over there I like her appearing. She looks like she's very fancy, you know. She has her earrings, jewelry, and she has adorable cat with her as a companion. You do that not on a fabric but on a plastic. It's 16 by 12 centimeter or 6 by 4, and the same designer, 23 colors, and you have to do back and forth as you see, and you make it as a toy. You can hang it like, you know, probably on some kind of tree, decorated tree, but it looks so nice. This is design I didn't purchase for myself. I got it as a present. It's from Bootzilla, Patchy Rooster. Yes, very country design. It's 12 by 12, 14 count for white item. But to be honest with you, I'm not sure if I want to stitch this particular design. I'm showing you a floss, very bright, beautiful. I opened it, so they in good quality. It's 2011, but something's telling me that I really think I'm gonna just keep the floss threads and use it for design from Bootzilla that I cannot get right now. There is so many threads there, as I showed you, and I think it will be very beneficial for me if I want to stitch, for example, cardinals from Bootzilla, but we'll see. This design is from Favorite Dimensions, but it's Gold Collection Petite, so it's small. It's 6 by 6 on an 18 count ivory item, and it uses half cross stitch, full stitch, design of 2004, very old. I like everything in this design. The main theme, obviously, it's beautiful rose. I like bow. I like companion flowers. Blue and pink looks amazing. Look at these threads, and obviously gonna have a metallic, so something is gonna be sparkly. I think it's probably gonna be bow. Never stitch anything from Gold Collection Petite, so I'm very eager to try and see what fruit is that. I mean, Gold Collection, obviously I know what it is, how hard it is, but I heard from some of YouTubers that it's also not very easy. So, but this is what I have in my collection. Another one I got the same designer, Gold Collection Petite from Dimensions. It's 7 by 5, called Hummingbird and Morning Glories. This is already on a 16 count blue item. So if you're not a fan of 18 counts, it probably will be easier to stitch. I like everything about this design. Beautiful birds, hummingbird, bow again, flowers, adorable design. And I want to start this design in the summertime. I'm gonna show you the threads. Threads here are gorgeous. I like the combination of a green and different kind of purples. You have Krynik, And like I said, you have blue Ida. Sometimes stitch on Ida and sometimes I stitch on even, so I'm probably gonna change it on an even fabric. This design is from RTO. Look at this adorable teddy bear called Giving You Flowers. I enjoy stitching bear. I enjoy stitching different kind of toys, kids, women. So this design, I feel like it's so cute. It's also very fast start and fast finish. I like how he's holding these flowers and a little butterflies flying. So how he dressed as a cowboy. Sweet, sweet design. And I'm planning to decorate maybe in a pillow. Like a small pillow, obviously. But it's adorable. So now this is a collection from the same company. This birdie bird, I call it a fall bird because of all the decoration that this bird has on her head, maple leaves and berries. So sweet. Just also can be decorated as a pillow or pin keep or anything. Or maybe you can even frame it in a small frame. You cannot really see the colors, but it's 18 colors there, and then a 14 Ida you have to stitch. So adorable design. I'm not really excited about black color, but it's not that many here to stitch. So these birds are very popular. There is different kinds of it, but I got this autumn for myself. Maybe I'll get in extra ones. This designer is Riolis. Pansies, pansy it's a symbol of my channel. It has a special meaning in my heart. And it's 5x6, very small. So it will be not very hard to stitch, but it's all the colors of the pansies. The one thing is for me will be new, that it's not cotton, but it's acrylic floss. It's on a 16 count Ida. Never stitch anything with acrylic floss, so I don't know how that's gonna go. I've seen bloggers saying that they have allergy when they stitch with acrylic. I don't know how it's gonna happen. We all have a different bodies. But this is another pansies in different color theme, but it's also so adorable. I like all the small cross stitch kit, but unfortunately you cannot get them nowhere because it's designed from 2006. They're all sold out. They're not in a print anymore. And I got these two design kits from eBay. So no, not the eBay, Etsy. Yeah. So when I saw it, I grabbed it right away. And I was so happy to do that. Well, talking about birds, here's another one. I adore this beautiful owl. She is very fancy, as you see. She has a beautiful rose and leaves. So this is more, I would say, summer bird. So if I mention that or not, I'll mention it again. I like to stitch by the season. So I like to take a kids and stitch if it reminds me something of a season. This cute mouse reminds me summer because of all the flowers that she's holding. It's in her hair. So very cute. They are the same size, 6x5. So very fast stitching probably, I'm assuming, and not very hard pattern. I checked it already, so yes. What I have next is it called cups, a series of different cups by the season. So I have two. I have autumn cup with I like everything about this design. It's beautiful maple leaves, berries, and other flowers, and rooster on top of the teacup is adorable. Designer is the same name as mine, Angelica, and size 7 by 5. It's a little bit bigger than Cute Mousy and Owl. But I've seen it stitched before on uneven, and it looks absolutely beautiful. So this is a fall cup, and that one is more summer, I would say. I live at the beach, so all this star and pearls, it reminds me about ocean. Very, very sweet. Same size, 6 by 5. And I'm planning to stitch on uneven. Maybe I will take a blue color, like light blue, leaning. I think it will look amazing. I've never seen that stitch before, so maybe I will be the first one to show on my YouTube channel. But I'm sure it's been stitched. Yes, so very, very popular. You can get it on mybobbin.com, or you can buy it at Etsy shops. We come into the winter season, and I want to show you Santa Claus, or in Russia we call it Grandpa Frost. It's toy. You can make a toy and hang it on your Christmas tree. Very, I would say, small design, 13 by 10 centimeters. And it's a lot of sparkle. There is beads, all kind of colors, I believe white, blue, dark blue, but it's beautiful. So I made a companion to Santa years ago. You know how in America we have Santa Claus, we have Mrs. Claus. In Russia we have Grandpa Frost and Snow Maiden. So I made Snow Maiden before, and it was actually so easy to stitch. Very cute, so maybe in my future videos I will introduce you to Snow Maiden as well. You also have to stitch on a plastic, and you stitch from front and back, and you sew it together, or and just put maybe like a little bow, and so it will be easy for you to hang on a Christmas tree. Another Christmas design that I have, it's from Gold Collection Petite. It's Christmas teddies, 13 by 8 centimeters or 5 by 7. I apologize if I say in measures in inches and centimeters. It's just, yeah, in Russia we have centimeters, in America we have inches. So designer is Anna Kraevsky. You have beige Aida and 18 count. Lots of different brown colors, and you use half cross stitch, full stitch, and it's an old design, 2004. I've seen that stitch before, and it looks beautiful. Obviously, I've seen people even stitch using a substitute for DMC threads, and to be honest with you, if you put it side by side, I will probably not even gonna say the difference unless you're really, really looking closely and you see. But it's gorgeous design. I don't really stitch nature, but I figure out that this tiny cute will make a nice pillow, like a nice cushion. It's 4 by 4. Daria Slizareva designer, and it's a poppy seed, I would say. So if you look, there's so many half cross stitch you're gonna make, so will be easy. Maybe 1 or 2 days of I would say probably 1 day of work and it will be done. Adorable design. So the next one I have, it's completely different. Never done Abris art before. And what I like about this design that it's already printed, right? You have a print reindeer, print Christmas tree, and you have to use lots of beads. Called Christmas mood. If you like Mill Hill, for example, you know how you use a mill beads in the Mill Hill. So it's 719 and 8 colors. It's made in Ukraine. That designer I found on Etsy, and they have so many different obviously themes, but I picked this teal color because I find it very appealing, and it will look so adorable when it's finished. We'll see if it's gonna be easy or not. You have directions here. You can go to YouTube and find direction how to put this Christmas ornament. So I will be learning myself. It doesn't look very hard, but we'll see. We'll see. Yes, I don't know if I'm gonna start with a reindeer or Christmas tree, or maybe I will do both. Who knows? Next design that I got, it was a present from my neighbor. It's 2.5 by 8. It's 14 count white item from Butsela. So all different kind of flowers. Even I love, stitching flowers, stitching birds, but these flowers I know 100% I'm not gonna be stitching. And they have beautiful threads, obviously, but I'm not sure that I want to stitch it that way. What realistically I'm thinking that I will organize Butsela thread and use it for other cross stitch patterns that I have from Butsela that I was planning to substitute and have a DMC threads. Maybe I'm gonna do both if I find it here. So yes, definitely I'm keeping this for future projects. Well, we're moving on. I hope you staying with me and find something interesting. This is from Mill Hill, this adorable frosted cake. Really sweet. Look at the threads, beads. All these colors remind you spring for sure. I like rainbow as well in the sun. Maybe I will, and this little elephant. Maybe when I'm done with my frosted cake, I'll purchase the others. I start liking Mill Hill a lot, and I got several of it for this fall season. I wasn't able to stitch that yet, but I will keep it for this upcoming year. I like beads. I like the one that made, and the all these beautiful designers that they show you. I only have one of it from that collection, but they all the same size, 5x5, and you have to stitch it on a not the fabric, but whatever it's inside. I prefer leave it like that. I've seen people stitch on fabric, so it's prefer paper, right? That's what you call it. It's not a plastic, but it looks like a plastic, and you put it in a frame, and that's it. That's how I want to keep it. I want to have a stash of it in the near future or long future, because I want to stitch Mill Hill every season, and I want to keep it, just change it by the season. So if there is a spring, I put a spring theme. If there is a fall, like right over here, I put something from my fall collection. But I like this Heyday, that's the name of it. Maybe I will be stitching it next season. because these 2 weeks having different plans to stitch my big cross stitch kits. I like buttons and adorable doggy. Another design from this collection came. It says Hello Autumn. Same size. Everything screams autumn to me. I like boots. I like umbrella, obviously. I like leaves. I like pumpkins and adorable buttons as a sunflower. Nice threads. You look at the beads here as well. I really wanted to stitch it this year, but me and my daughter, we picked the other designs. And one of it's right over here, as you see. I like all kind of leaves that represent here: oak, beech, maple, August, they're saying that right. Yeah, so lots of beads in this design. Again, button as an acorn, dark light brown, and not a very colors that screams at you. They are like more dual. Beautiful design. This design, it's called Outdoor Adventure. I love going camping. Every year we do that. Unfortunately, it didn't work out this year, but last year we went camping and it was very nice. So it's a lot of cross stitching here. I look at the pattern already, but the beads are different colors. I like this red bright color. It will be nice to have it. So yes, that kind of design is definitely about fall. Well, I know we're over Halloween, but I still have a Halloween design. It's called Halloween is a Treat. Very cute, so sweet. I like this witch that flying somewhere, kitty trying to get a candy, a very peekaboo ghost, and obviously pumpkin. So nice design, and what I was amazed by, look at these bright colors, especially this like bright maroon color, bright yellow, and beads. Wow. Yes, love that I have this in my collection. So Mill Hill, I'm purchasing little by little, but like I said, I like to cross stitch woman. And this one is from Bella Filipina, Gaia the Goddess. I've seen that design stitched before many times, and I don't even imagine how if you see it in real life, but through even camera it looks so elegant. The way how she holds herself, like look at her, how she does her hands, the feature of her face, and the companions that she has, all these different color birds that fall on her. I know it's stitched on a dark brown. Yes, obviously I had to open and I had to compare with Mirabile pattern because it's my first Bella Filipina. But I got this fabric. Look at that. What do you think? It's 32nd count Legacy Lugana, 17 by 25 from 123 stitch.com. I think, yes, I know it's not dark like it's presented on the pattern, but I really hope it's gonna look beautiful. I believe that dark colors was also gonna pop up, like dark brown, and there is a lots of brown there. I also collected all beads, treasures, carol, everything that you need for that. There's so many beads, and look at the one, that brown gigantic. Oh my goodness, and I've never stitched anything big like that. Only Mill Hill, that's all. But it will be I'm curious to try it out. all I actually need is DMC threads, and I can start this design. And I am watching right now one YouTuber that she is teaching, and she's teaching already the upper, and it looks so nice. It's just beautiful. I like out of Bella Filipina, this is my favorite. Gaia, the goddess, the earth goddess. She is amazing. Her dress, wow. I'm probably more excited about stitching her dress the most. And there will be lots of beads. So remember that the best way is to stitch all the stitch, full stitch and cross stitch, wash it, and then do the beads. I've seen that professional how they, give the advice instead of just doing everything at the same time. So talking about another treasure in my collection, it's from Mirabilia, this cross stitch pattern. She is amazing. Mermaid of the Pearls. You need to have DMC. You stitching this on a 30-second count. You can take Belfast or you can substitute for your own fabric. But whatever I find and I want to stitch in the future, I'll also try to find video of already stitched. So I found 2 ladies that stitch this design, and if you want to check it out for yourself, one of it's Samantha from Huggy Stitch. She did fantastic job with this mermaid. She stitched it, she framed it, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. But they're all saying that it's not enough mill heel. So you have to get extra packs because there's just so much treasure she's holding, she's bringing from the deep of the ocean, and she's absolutely breathtaking. I decided to get this pattern right away, even I'm not planning to stitch it right now, this moment, or next month, but there's so many patterns that out of print right now, and I don't want to end up not ready to start and wanted to stitch this design but not having a pattern. So what I will be doing, I will be collecting other treasures that I need, threads. I also have to figure out which fabric I'm gonna use. I don't want to pick the fabric that will be so bright and overpower this beautiful and elegant mermaid. So I need to be very careful with this and pick something that will be perfect match. So this is so far the only Mirabilia and Bella Filipina I have, but I'm planning to get more because I'm planning to stitch more. I'm very jealous of people that have already stitched 10, 20 of them, and I think it's amazing. Yes, it's a lot of work. You stitch for a couple months. I don't see people stitch only in 1 or 2 weeks and be done with Mirabilia. It's almost impossible. But it's something that I'm looking forward to kind of, get the pattern that have at least one Mirabilia stitch a year and one gold collection dimensions. And so far I want to show you another dimensions gold collection, very famous kit. It's called a Treasure Time. Wow, I've seen that stitch obviously, and it's breathtaking. Dimensions know how to do sky. The sky is just unbelievable. It's usually stitched with 5, sometimes 6 half threads that you use as a half stitch. That puts you really not in our time, right? It puts you somewhere like in the Victorian time. Even the way how people dress, kids sitting, or skating, adorable houses. If you like to stitch houses, I feel like you have plenty of to stitch. Victorian houses always have a special place in my heart. I don't live in Victorian house, but every time I see it and I try to stop, maybe take a picture and just I memorize that, this was a beautiful time. Look at the threads. They already organized for you. That's mean the production was in China. You have 16 count Dove Gray Ida. It's actually one of my favorite color in dimensions. And 16 count, again, my favorite one to stitch on. You usually stitch not very slow, like it's steady, but it's gonna, you have to put some work with the gold collection. If you haven't stitched that before, you should try it and see for yourself. I mean, adorable design. And what I like about it, that you can buy it on eBay, Amazon, Etsy, anywhere. It's available. It's not like some of them cross stitch kits that you wanna stitch, but it's not there anymore. It's obviously out of print. It's sold out. I'm sorry that I'm reflecting myself. I see. It's a bright sunny day today. So yes, moving on. Christmas design. It's from MP Studio. You don't have the name of it, but obviously you have this beautiful teacup, a big one, right? And all this composition, like Christmas composition, like flowers, poinsettia flowers, I'm assuming, right? I like bow. Obviously, I told you that I like to stitch it. Pine cone, I've stitched before, and it's not. It's very hard. The same as a needle. Christmas tree branches. They're not easy to stitch. You always have to change the threads. We cannot see the threads, unfortunately, but it shows you have 29 colors. And you have to stitch this on a 16 count Aida. What my plan is to change it on Murano white 32nd count. I think it will look beautiful, especially if I take with the one that has the sparkles. I did this last year, and the design started playing in different colors. It was absolutely gorgeous. So this is another design that you can purchase here. You don't have to go to Russia. So this design from Golden Fleece is called Bullfinches and Pomegranates. It's after Elena Vavilina painting. The same design as that one. It's 53 colors. Yes, that's a lot. And it's also stitched on the 18 count Aida. If you love that, you will enjoy this kit, but for me, I don't know, it will be a bit of work. Beautiful colors, as you saw. I feel like these pomegranates are the best because I like how the sun reflects on the left side and it's a little bit darker on the right. So the whole composition again, I like how they put it. Birds next to the pomegranates, flowers, and all the small berries. It's very appealing. So I want to stitch it. I'm not very sure if I'm going to be stitching it this year. By the way, that was a present. I haven't even seen that design before. Never. I haven't seen somebody stitch or in a stash. But when I got it as a present, I was like, very interesting. Yes, I like birds. I like flowers. So I'm happy that I have it in my collection. Never stitch anything from Golden Fleece, but I heard it's not easy. It's really not. So we'll see how it's gonna go. And back to my favorite dimensions. Wow. Pleasures of Winter. 16 by 10. You also have to stitch on a 18 count Aida. Beautiful design. I like everything about it. I know it's gonna be challenged to stitch trees and grass that coming up from the snow, but the rest of it, oh my god, look at these horses. They look so realistic, and I call it, for me it really puts me in a time when Christmas is over, New Year is over, and people just saying goodbye to their relatives and friends, and they're going back home. So yes, and you have to organize the threads because they're not organized for you. That means that particular kit was made in America. It was not a production in China. So, but beautiful blue colors that I'm excited to try. And I see right now some couple bloggers, they stitching, but they've been stitching it for 4 or 5 years now. They have that in their whips, and I kind of understand why, because it's a very small count. 18, it's not easy to work with, and it's big, 41 by 25 centimeters. Yeah, that's not a small design. Plus with all the small details, I'm sure it's work. But when you look at the already complete one, it's like you in a gallery. And designs from Dimensions are in my heart number one for all the Christmas. They are the best. Nobody can compete with Dimensions, because the way how they just make this sky, it's beautiful. Other companies start copying Dimension, but they are still the best in my opinion. And again, you have this beautiful Victorian house. If you like stitching houses, you have church, I believe there is a barn. So I'm happy that by the way, you can purchase on eBay. It's available. Next design I have for you to share, it's from John Lynn. Welcome Spring. Also very popular design, very affordable, available on eBay. You can go right now. I've seen it for $15. But if you ever stitch something from John Lynn, you know it's not very easy patterns. Back should be easy, but all this other, like, the birdhouse, birds and flowers, that will be a lot of changing of threads. But again, I love stitching birds and all kinds of here. You have cardinal, you have jay blue, bluebirds, sparrows. And I even like the birdhouse. It looks like with a hay roof. I think it looks amazing. I saw one girl that she's starting from the top, and she already kind of complained that it's not an easy design to stitch. And she recommends to find maybe electronic pattern, because it's a lot. It's very a lot for your eyes. It's 12 by 5, by the way, and it's stitched on 14 count ivory. You have to organize your threads because it's an old design, but it's in a very good condition. It looks like a brand new to me. So will be nice to have this stitch as well. I don't know if it's gonna be in my near future plans, but at least I have it, and if my heart is asking for something like that, I can just open my box, pull this design and start stitching. Very, very sweet. Very put you like in the spring mood. Adorable. Again. So we moving on, and I have a couple more designs that I want to share with you. Just it's from the company that I never stitched, and it's from Luca S. Look at this composition. Wow. Oh my God. I mean, if you like me again, stitch a composition with the flowers and jars or teapot, teacups, this jar that it's seen through is beautiful. I even like what color is apples. I stitch apples before, red, green, but this kind of white greenish color is a very good companion to the berries. You use here Encore Moulinet threads, 16 count Aida, and 41 colors. Look at all these colors. Are they nice? Especially the reds with the greens. Oh my God, the best. So it will be very interesting experience for me to try a new kit, something that I haven't stitched, new floss that I haven't tried before. Also, I don't know if it's a new design or not, but I haven't seen that stitch or anybody have it in the treasure box. So I would like to try, and it's not a 1 week work. It's probably gonna take me a couple weeks, but nice to have it. And you can frame it as well. Well, my favorite dimensions, everybody knows this. It's from Lena Liu. She's actually one of my favorite designers. I like everything she created. Hummingbirds wreath, very popular. Seen it stitched so many times, but for some reason right now nobody is stitching. Like they don't have it in the whips, and I want to start. I really do. Especially like when you have spring or summertime, it's the best. We have hummingbirds that come into my backyard all the time. My daughter always sees and she screams, "Mommy, another hummingbird, you should come over and look at." And they're gorgeous. I like how all different flowers are put in this wreath. And beige color, whites, light blue, and I like pink or maroon colors. You have to organize the colors. It's made in USA, so obviously it's on the 18 count item. I'm not gonna be changing. Well, no, yes, I will be changing this for sure for something like uneven fabric, but it's beautiful, gorgeous design that I want to have in my collection. It's from 2004. Pretty old, more than 20 years, but in excellent shape. The birds are obviously just, I want to look at it non-stop. So if you have this design, let me share it with me in the comments. Let me know if you stitched that before and what do you think. Was it hard for you or it wasn't that bad? 18 count probably will be a little bit hard on me, but for that kind of beauty, to have it on your wall, I'm ready to sacrifice. I've seen girls stitching on a 40s count or 46 count, and I really admire you guys. You inspired me to even try 36 count. So this is treasure of my collection. It's called Fairy Tale from Dimension Gold Collection. Do you know how long I really, really wanted this beautiful design? I wanted it for so long. I've seen that stitch, and when I decide to go on eBay and try to find it, guess what happened? Obviously, it's not there. It's not available. And eventually, I don't know, it was just a pure luck. I got it for a regular price. Maybe a person didn't know that it's, it's a treasure and everybody's hunting it down. But as soon as I saw it, it's 15 by 11, by the way. The threads are organized. I think it was never, there was no production in America. It was in China right away. So it's on an 18 count, but look at this all beautiful blue colors. So as soon as I saw, I just pushed the button and I bought it. Right now I've seen this design on eBay going for $300, $200. It's the price just so ridiculous. But like I said, unfortunately, some designs you cannot just go and buy for $20 or $30. They probably were in limited edition and they're nowhere to be found. So I'm watching right now Anna Cross Stitch Miami. She starts stitching this design in the summer, I believe, and she already stitched. She started from the left corner and she stitched a horse, and you guys should go and check her channel out. It looks so realistic, like it's a real horse. Really want to see her progress, and I'm planning to start it myself as well. I like her companions, the little creatures, fairies, gnomes. What do you think who they are? But probably we will be interesting to stitch mushrooms. Not very fun to stitch brown, yellowish, orange leaves, because I'm stitching it right now on the other dimension. But yes, that one. And that's what I was showing you, that these designs are just beautiful. And lots of blue colors on the background. I think it's a half cross stitch. Maybe boring for somebody, but I feel like I will be relaxing after all the brown and reds. I'm gonna need some relaxation time with the blue colors. Beautiful design. So I'm very happy that I have it finally. I don't have to worry about wanting to stitch something and won't be able to get it. It's not a fun feeling, because a lot of dimensions, if I really want to stitch, I'm trying to buy it right away and even just put it in my drawer and have it for my peace of mind that it's okay. You're not starting right now, but eventually you will have this piece of art for sure, and that will give you pleasure. Yes, I'm just looking all of these details and it's so beautiful. It's a really amazing design. I like all the fairies, by the way. I like a couple more. I'm stitching right now Enchanted Forest. If you haven't seen my video, you should go check it out. I stitch a decent amount. I would say that I'm coming close to finish line. So, but I'm planning to stitch them all in the future. So moving on, another dimensions, but it's not a gold collection. It's just a regular series. It's called Garden Friends, Susan Barrett designer, and it's in a 14 count ivory eyed 22 by 13. So it's pretty long, but at the same time, it doesn't really look to me that you have to, it's a hard design. Lots of birds. So lots of pots as well. If you like a garden theme like I am, kind of reminds me my garden in the summer. I like to plant flowers, vegetables, and sometimes I have all these accessories that I need: watering can, pots, seeds. And I look at around, I have different flowers, different birds that attracts butterflies. So this design is beautiful. I've seen the girl that she stitched half. So look at these colors. Yeah, very bright, like screaming spring or summertime. They're organized. Obviously, you can just start and stitch. But it has my favorite paints, as you see, and very, very deep colors. So yes, like I said, she stitched half. She started from the left corner and she got to the hummingbird right over there. She kind of stopped, decided, obviously, because we have fall seasons, winter season coming up, but it looks so beautiful. So I'm happy that I have it in my collection. Well, next one is from Russian, made in Russia. It's Magic Needle. And this beautiful composition really puts you somewhere like in Europe. It's called Wish Yourself Happiness. 41 colors. You're doing it's on Ida 14. You can obviously change on even of 28. And that's what I'm planning to do. But look at this tulip. I feel like I'm in a time machine or somewhere, and they put me and I'm in Holland around the tulips, and it's very, very good pattern. By the way, you can stitch on a pattern a little bit of colors, or you can ask for, they have cross stitch saga and PDF, I believe so, but you can request. Sorry for the sticker, I don't know why they always put it on front. They could have just put it on the back and make it more appealing. But I love the butterfly here. It's very warm, very sweet design. You can definitely frame it and put it somewhere in your house for sure. Well, this design from Gold Collection Dimensions, but I have a story to tell you, a confession to make. 14 by 18 design. It's 14 count antique white Ida, and it's called Teddy Bear Gathering. So when I start my journey with cross stitching a couple years ago, I've seen that stitch and I fall in love right away. I jumped on my phone. I want to really purchase it, and I realized it's not there. It wasn't there at all. You couldn't buy for hundreds of dollars. It was just not available. So I found a company that actually can put the kit for you together with the pattern. All these threads that they organize for me, it's DMC threads. And they obviously put needle, you have fabric, and you can start stitching, but it will be stitching DMC colors. So, and it was so affordable. It was around $30. So I purchased right away. I knew they were based in Nevada somewhere. I don't know if they still exist because it was a long time ago. But I'm happy that I have it. Yes, you can find it on eBay. I've seen it for $100, but it's still pretty pricey. And it's okay if I'm gonna stitch this in different, on different fabric and different threads. It's still gonna look so nice. I don't know which bear I like the most. They're all adorable. Would you agree? I like the one probably in this cute hat she's wearing. I like flowers, geranium, and this beautiful patchwork. Wow, it's amazing, so beautiful. Seen it stitch on the channel. It's called Svetlana Gorelkina. She's Russian YouTube blogger, and she stitched it so beautifully. It's wow. She's the one who kind of motivated me and inspired me to go try to find this design. And it's beautiful. So right now I'm stitching I Love Teddy, if you know what I'm talking about, this design. It's also almost done. I just have a little bit to do. And I'm planning to take another berries. Yes, I cannot live without berries. I'm still probably a child inside. So, and plus, if I see cute berries, why not to buy it, right? Why not to have it in your collection? Talking about Bacilla, something that you cannot find, right? It's Cinderella. So I couldn't find this design nowhere. So I decided to purchase pattern from Cooler Classic Charts. But it's my favorite designer by Sandy Orton. I'm stitching right now Victorian Snowman and I'm enjoying it. Wow, it's the designer knows how to put everything together. I mean, it's she's wonderful. So I've seen this stitch this year. Valeria cross stitch from Texas. She finished it, and I look at, and well, she was stitching using original kit. She lucky she got it from somewhere. And yes, I like not just Cinderella, the main character, her beautiful dress, but I would say border looks fantastic with all the small details, mouses that run in and hold, inside the shoes and clocks, and on the back that you have a carriage. It's very, very sweet. So, like I said, I have a bunch of, Bacilla threads, so I have to look it out and see how I can combine something from DMC and Bacilla thread as well. So yes, I have a pattern now. I have to put the rest of the stuff together and probably will use just a white color, uneven, because it will look so nice. But as you see, little tiny clock, all this. I know there is a treasures, I believe clock treasure and a key. So since I've been, crocheting for so many years, I still have some treasures for my toys that I kept, and I found already a clock and a key that I can use for this design. Who knows, maybe I will be lucky and eventually by the time I decide to start collecting everything, I'll find a real kit. Who knows? We'll see. But so far, this is what I have. I have a couple more, and it's another treasure of my collection from Dimension called Aurora. This design is love of my life, I would say. I haven't seen it stitched before. I've seen it in a collection only. But she is breathtaking. Her dress, her crown, the way how she holds this left hand, everything is just, I'm assuming you have to do coaching or cording here, right? Beautiful dimension sky with different colors. I'm sure it's probably going to be so hard to stitch bear since it has like gray, dark beige colors, and it's enormous. It's not a tiny bear, but it's huge. So yes, that will be something I'm not looking forward to, but just for her, I'm willing to sacrifice. So design is 15 by 11, by the way, and this is how threads are organized for you. Beautiful. You have blue Ida here. Nice. It's amazing that sometimes they use 16 counts, sometimes they use 18 counts, but they are just adorable. All these princesses, fairies from Dimensions one of my favorite. That's why I probably collect it, because I know for sure that it will be stitched. Even if I'm not gonna start right now, but I will be stitching in the near future. So if you want to see my progress, my finish, please subscribe, please stay with me and support me in my journey of stitching dimensions, because it's my favorite designer out there. She is beautiful, and I'm glad that I got it not for $200, but I got for a decent price. I was very lucky. I'm thinking, I think it was a grandma. She's the one who we contact each other, and she was very happy to give me this kit for a fair price. This one is from Adriana. It's called Winter Girl. Adorable, sweet. I have a girl, so obviously I like to stitch kits. And it's not very bright colors. It's more like a dual colors. On 18 count, there's 30 colors of threads. I've seen it stitched before, and I'm planning to stitch it this winter. She is so wintry, holding this present, holding berries, and just her face, cutie. Probably have to start using more descriptive words, because you hear cute, adorable, sweet, lovely. Yeah, but that's how I feel about all my designs. Another dimensions, and it's Christmas. See, the snowman, garden shed snowman. I apologize for the sticker. Nothing I can do. Again, it's put it for no reason on the front. But let's concentrate on a design. Design itself is, I believe, very easy to stitch. Seen it stitched so many times. Nice threads, white 14 count Aida, and I probably like not just snowmen, but I like obviously poinsettia, birds, cardinals, and you look at it, there's so much half stitch, and it will be not stitch at all. Some of the stuff like on a snowman, so it's just there plain, but beautiful design. This design, Christmas is coming, from Magic Needle. I got this design from Etsy shop. It's I still believe it's available. Poinsettia, and their other composition. It's 28 colors, 14 Aida, beautiful big pattern. If you use a pattern called Merry Christmas, what I like about it, it's probably all these red colors coming up from the berries, poinsettia, hearts. But needles is, like I said, it's very not easy to stitch. I stitched something similar this year, actually, in January. And I was just like, changing one green on another. But at the end, result was breathtaking. So I'm thinking about either I'm gonna leave it like this, or I will change it on 32nd count uneven. We'll see. Either way, it's gonna look nice, because I know that Magic Needle is never disappointment. They know how to put the composition together, and they use minimum back stitch in their kits. Wow, we're almost over an hour and I barely can speak, but we'll continue. So this design, my biggest disappointment, not because I don't like what I see. Like I said, I like garden stuff. I like watery cans. I like birds here. flowers. But when I saw, I jumped, I bought it right away, and only after I purchased it came to me and I realized what it is. It's called stamped cross stitch. This is not a cross stitch, by the way. So this is printed. So you have to imagine how hard it is. You have to take, it's not Aida, it's not uneven, it's just a piece of fabric, and you have to use a half stitch or full stitch and stitch whole design. So again, I decided to check it out YouTube channels and seeing girls complaining and complaining that one, she finished but stitching was not beautifully laying down. She said it was a nightmare for her, and now I'm kind of, not sure that I want to stitch it. Or if I will be stitching, I have to figure out that I'll just have to take my own fabric and maybe have like a hand dye, uneven, something like a bluish that represents a blue sky and green on the bottom. So that will work, but again, you have to find this kind of fabric. You have to figure out if, the nest, for example, it's also printed, so you have to think how you're gonna make this nest. So it's a headache. Yes, beautiful design. Why not to make it both? Why make a stamp and just a regular cross stitch? It will be easier for someone like me who just like regular kids, like regular cross stitch kids. But yes, design, I don't have nothing against. I mean, it's beautiful. It looks like very easy to stitch, but not on this one. So next design that I have, it's from MP Studio. It's also Christmassy. This adorable, sweet girl that walk around probably somewhere in the forest, and she meets bullfinch, bunnies. Everyone is around her, and it puts you somewhere like in a fairy tale. I've seen that stitched last year on Edinburgh, I believe, yes, and it was beautiful. Well, like I said, I decided that I'm probably not gonna use original Aida. For myself, I prefer uneven fabric with sparkles. That will look the best. It's big, it's 30 by 25. And let me see. Yes, you cannot see, unfortunately, threads, but it's only 18 count. Wow. So it's a big work to do, but it's definitely beautiful, and I'm glad I have it in my collection. Another treasure piece that I got for my birthday last year, it's from Luca S. This amazing, gracious, beautiful Spanish girl. I apologize if you hear any noise on the back. I had to move my recordings outside, so don't mind the noise. But it's 30 by 44 size. It's 64 colors, probably the biggest colors threads I've ever had, and it's on a 9-page pattern. So I believe there is no back stitch here. It's only full stitch that you use. There is no half stitches. She is amazing. She's probably from somewhere like a gallery. Gorgeous girl. I seen that someone stitching on YouTube, and what I decide that for myself, again based on what I've seen, that I do not want to stitch on a white Aida, and I explain you why. Because there is so many black colors that you have to use for the background for her beautiful wavy hair. So on a white eye, that it's actually even, I think you use 2/2 threads and you still can see it through. So, and this is probably the main reason why I didn't start stitch this beautiful project right away, because obviously a big pattern that has to be put in together, or I have to figure out how to get an electronic pattern, because I can't even imagine dimensions. It's very hard to stitch using a physical pattern, but to stitch something within 9 pages, wow, so much. But she is so gracious, so beautiful that I can't even describe how excited I am that she is in my collection, and really wanted to stitch her. Love her dress. This is probably one of my favorite part, and these gorgeous flowers, and just the small details, I would say. You know how she's wearing her earrings and showing half of her back. Beautiful, beautiful design. I just have to figure out when I'm gonna start. So one more dimensions that I have for you today, it's this one. Roses, so many roses to stitch. Wreath of Roses, it's called, by Lena Liu, again from my favorite designer. Threads are organized, and what I like also, there is no Ida. It's already an even pattern, so I mean everything is there. You just have to start stitching, and it's on the 28 count. Wow. I've seen that stitch by Luda Cross Stitch channel she has on YouTube, and she stitched, she framed it. She said it was one of her favorite design to stitch. So lots of French knots you have to work with, cording, but different kind of color of roses are absolutely beautiful, and ball. Wow, it's very fancy design. It's if when I came like a couple years ago to cross stitch world, I would say it wasn't very there to find it, but now it's available on eBay for $30. This one is magic needle, and I like this Christmas ornament because everything is inside, as you see. These beautiful churches, homes, so cute design. It's 7 by 10, not very big. It's stitched on 16 count white Aida, and I love it. What can I say? Definitely puts you in Christmas mood right away. They have what it's called a very good bright pattern. I really enjoy stitching Christmas ornaments. I stitch this year already. When I went on the vacation, it was on a bright green Aida. I didn't change anything, and it's a brand new design. As you see, it's 2025, called Christmas. It's, yeah, beautiful pattern if you use a physical pattern to stitch. Nice design. I mean, it's so bright, so colorful. Even you feel like it's only using 3 colors, but gorgeous. Butzilla here for us with a hummingbird. It's 8 by 15 on a 14 count Aida. Morning Glories, the name of this cross stitch kit. I haven't seen that stitch, but what surprised me the most that when I open it, good pattern, but there's only a little bit of threads. You know, I have a doubt that it will be enough. Good thing that obviously I can substitute for DMC colors, or I can look at my stash of Bozilla colors and pull something from there. Maybe for some cross stitch girls it will look very primitive and simple, but I like sometimes to just, you know, take something simple and stitch it. So moving forward, I have a couple more and that's it. Well, sorry that I have to figure out what's coming next, but I think it's dimensions. Yes, another gold collection. It's called Chickadees in Lilacs. Very popular design. I've seen it stitched so many times. I've seen someone stash. It's designer Rosemary Miller, and all the threads are organized for you. Look at the gorgeous colors. If you like to stitch purple and green, there's plenty of it. And these chickadees are so realistic, so beautiful. Some girls said it's hard to stitch lily. Obviously, there's lots of changing colors. Reminds me myrtle tree that's so popular in Myrtle Beach where I live right now. I've been living there for so many years, over 20 years. But yes, it reminds me Myrtle. But looks beautiful, all the combination. And I don't think yes, I seen that it's stitch on Ida and uneven. And to be honest with you stitch this whole, I feel like whole fabric that it's given to you. Only a little bit, like on top of the left corner is not stitched, but the rest of it you use a half stitch for obviously appealing decorated background. And we'll see. Maybe I'm just gonna leave it like this and not change fabric as well. So moving on, next design is definitely my favorite out of all. It's called The Keys, or sometimes you can see it, they call it Peacock Keys, and it's from Design Lanarta. Wow, the whole composition. Like I said, I like to stitch people, and look at the threads. Threads are right over here, are organized, lots of deep blue colors, deep green, and unbelievable. But they don't have Ida, it's uneven fabric. It will be easy to stitch on that fabric as well. But let's look at again the main heroes here, peacocks. Wow, I like the wing. It's right away catching your eye, the way how he's holding her, and she has this sweet flowers with a butterfly on top. Amazing, right? It's big. It's seen it stitch one time on YouTube, and that's how I fall in love. Fall in love right away, went and was so disappointed to find out that in America, unfortunately, you cannot find this kit at all. It wasn't available, but I'm also a true believer that if something meant to be, it will happen. So one of those days I found it and I purchased it. This kit came from Australia, but I have it, and I'm very excited that one of these days I will start stitching it and I will have it framed, because it has to be framed. This is a piece of art that needs to be shown. Beautiful, beautiful, and what else can I say? That I wish it will be available for the other people, since it's out of print and you cannot find nowhere. So it's really disappointing, but I'm happy that I have it. So talking about Christmas ornaments, my obsession, not just a real one, but the one that you can stitch. It's called Christmas Fairy Tale by Magic Needle. You use gamma threads, 38 colors, and this time you doing it on 14 count. It's usually a very good pattern that you can get in electronic, or you can use a pattern that inside I already have uneven, like beige color. Maybe I will use for this, or just leave the same color, gray. It looks stunning. So this is this design from Golden Fleece, and they're the sweetest couple I've ever seen. It's called Cute Couple, after Elena Vavilina's painting. She's one of famous painter right now. It's 41 colors, again 18 count Ida Zweigert. So yes, it's particular work you have to do, but they absolutely adorable. Threads are organized, which is nice, and you also have to use beads for this design. Haven't seen this stitch yet. Maybe I will be the first one. But look at this bride and groom. They are cutest ever. Dimensions, again, it's regular series, not a gold collection. 14 count beige item. This honey bear is very popular. I've seen so many times on YouTube channels, and you don't really have to change anything here. Just take this and start stitching. Take the kit, and simple. I love John Lynn. This wreath is absolutely beautiful. It's 1992, very old. On a 14 count Ida, it's called Bluebird Flowers. Size 17 by 16. So many threads for you. So love everything that you see in front. Roses, different flowers, bellflower, right? Bluebirds, nest. Nice. Here I have a Homestead Harvest. It's a kit, so everything's included. But I also have a pattern. So I'm probably gonna give this pattern to somebody else. It's gonna be a giveaway. Designer by Linda Myers. Never tried this designer, but I know she's so popular. She liked to create this like countryside designs with the patchworks. Want to try that for sure. I know fall is almost over, but I have a fall kit for you. It's called Autumn Gifts by Magic Needle. It's affordable, and you can purchase on eBay. Mid-size design, 11 by 7, very good pattern. You have Moulinet Gamma thread, skill level 3, 14 count Ida. Definitely will be changed. I want to change it on something that I even, and for this particular design I want to take something like a dark beige Ida. This one is too light for me. I truly believe that all these greens and red colors will pop on the other fabric. Wow, everything I like about fall. Sunflowers, you have pansies. It's 41 colors, and it's Ida 14. You also have gamma threads. It's called Sunkiss. Nice. Haven't seen it stitched before, but want to try it. I want to try it this coming year. Also, purchase it on mybobbin.com. Now I'm going to show you something from Dimensions. It's called Summer Heaven In. It's inspired by Charles Vysotsky, one of my favorite painter, artist. a lot of dimension, a lot of his work was took by Dimension, and they start printing cross stitch kits. This one is pretty old, you see the stain there, but threads are nice, they are beautiful, and it's big, yes, but it's okay. I mean, 16 by 8, a lot of stuff that you don't really have to stitch or have to use a half stitching. Puts you in some Victorian time also. There is no cars, obviously, no phones, no TV. People enjoying everyday life and taking day by day very slowly, living in a moment. That's how I feel. I like a description of it as well. Another Lanard, this one is very popular. It's sampler, season sampler from Marjolaine Bastien. She is an artist that's very famous. Wow. I got so carried away with samplers nowadays, thanks to you, YouTube bloggers. Seeing you putting all the small details in the one big picture made me really wanted to purchase this design. It's huge. It's 20 by 25. What I really like about this kit that everything is already included. It's put in a nice, beautiful box. You have all the threads that organize for you, and you also have uneven fabric. So all you need is just your time, your needle, and start stitching. Back to my favorite dimensions, and this is Hibisco Duo from Lena Liu. Like I said, I love her designs. It's on a 14 count ivory Aida, 15 by 15, perfect circle I call. She did a great job with this design. I mean, I like the threads. You're gonna use a Kreinik, so I believe it will be in hummingbird wings, so she will be very sparkly. Seen that stitch, and it's gorgeous. One more from Magic Needle, Roses for Needlewoman, of course. Everything that speaks to us. We have our cross stitch hoop, we have pins, cushions, represented as a beautiful hat, and roses. I like that roses, orange, red, this white, yellowish, pink. 9 by 9 design. You have Zweigart Aida and Mulina Gamma threads. Gamma threads are very nice. I stitched with them before. It's beautiful. This is Magic Needle. You know how popular Dimensions have all these lighthouses, and I've seen it so many times stitching, and that I was thinking about to purchase for myself, but then I found this beautiful design and I decided to stick it. It's also puts you in some summer mood, somewhere you maybe in Maine. Beautiful boats and just atmosphere of all of, summer flowers. You want to go there, hop on a boat and go sailing. Beautiful design, really needs to be stitched in the summer. I will show you a little bit of threads right over here, lots of greens, reds. Nice design. Another girl that I have from Adriana, it's now called Spring Girl. She is amazing, so elegant, so sweet, holding this bouquet of flowers. But look at the colors. The most of it I see it's different browns and a little bit of blue, but lots of brown. It's also stitched on the 18 count. I was thinking about I will probably take 32nd count uneven and make a design a little bit bigger than the original. This is also my treasure. Hearts and Cupids, designed by Karen Avery, and Wow, 30 by 30 centimeters. They are the sweetest angels I've ever seen. Having them stitched will be dream come true, so unfortunately it's not really affordable or available on eBay. Love all bright colors, and the composition itself, it's amazing. This year I was lucky enough to see two bloggers stitching it. One, she stitched on whatever Ida was inside. I believe it's like a creamy color, and she stitched it beautifully. And the other one stitched on uneven also looked amazing as well. Back to Butzilla. This design, I was looking everywhere, I cannot find it, so I decided just to buy the pattern. It's from Cooler Classic Design Charts, Barbara Bott's designer, the Fall Floral Bouquet. Wow. Now right now Valeria Cross Stitch from Texas, she's stitching this design and it's gorgeous. She started from the middle and she stitched already orange flower and looks absolutely beautiful. So she's stitching with original kit and I'm jealous. I have to figure out how I'm gonna collect all the threads, and the one that I'm not gonna be able to find it, I have to get DMC colors for that. Also I have to find the fabric that will be beige color. Well, this is it. I'm so glad you guys stayed with me. Thank you so much for your kind comments, for likes, that you supporting my channel by subscribing. It means so much to me. It actually gives me motivation to continue and record for you videos. So stitch more, record more videos. Obviously it's motivating. I'm planning to do another video in a couple weeks because my birthday is coming up the first week of December, and I'm getting lots of presents. And from cross stitch, the best present, it's cross stitch kits or threads or patterns. So I will be doing that, and I have so many goodies I want to show you, and hopefully you find something that you like as well, you want to purchase, you want to start cross stitching. But again, from my bottom of my heart, I appreciate for your support, for staying with me, for watching my videos, for liking it, and wishing you a great day. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.